everybody, Chris here, and today we're going to talk about windfalls, more specifically, managing financial windfalls. What is a windfall? It's a sudden influx of cash, money, or investments of some kind from a variety of reasons. It could be because you started a business or have part of a business that went public or sold in a merger or acquisition. It could be because you sold a piece of property that's been in the family for a while. Maybe you won the lottery. Or perhaps in more unfortunate circumstances, you received money from an inheritance from the loss of a loved one. Whichever the cause, it can be either a great thing or a huge pain to manage. And especially if it's uncharted waters, it can go wrong pretty quickly. So today, we're going to give you 5 tips to make sure that your windfall lasts. Tip number 1, understand exactly how much you have. In some cases, some of these things like winning the lottery involve major tax implications up front or choices as to how to receive the money over time versus in a lump sum. And some of these others have similar choices. So we want to make sure that we evaluate the options, if there are any, and what the tax implications mean so that we get to narrow down exactly what the net result is that you have to work with. We don't want to spend more than you ultimately receive. That's a great way to file bankruptcy very quickly. In a lot of cases, similar to how a lot of professional athletes, for instance, or musicians end up doing so. So we want to know exactly how much you're going to end up with after all those consequences are taken care of. Number 2, keep it a secret. We don't want everybody to come out of the woodwork right after the announcement or right after you realize you've received this windfall, because trust me, they will. And they won't have any qualms about helping you spend it. And many of them will be sure to remind you about that time they lent you a pencil in 3rd grade and make you feel like you owe them for it still. So you got to be cautious about who you tell. I mean, certainly immediate family, close friends, they're all in the circle. That might be okay, but we want to make sure that we keep it as private as possible to avoid anybody, again, coming out of the woodwork. Tip number 3, set some goals. So before you go and start spending or implementing the money in one way, shape, or form, let's talk about it. Let's set some specific goals, things that have been on your mind that now might be possible, things that you never thought were possible before you might be able to do. Let's make sure that they are, and we'll set them as specific goals with an amount, frequency, a timeline, whatever it is. We'll set them on paper. Number 4, have a financial plan or rewrite your financial plan. This is going to have a huge impact, a windfall like this. So it might have implications for both near and long-term goals, those goals that we talked about before. And we want to make sure they fit into the broad picture of a financial plan. This is something that we do all day, every day in writing these plans, customizing them to our clients in their particular situations, and especially when windfalls occur. It's a very important topic in the financial world. So make sure we rewrite and re-strategize with your financial plan. And number 5, this is more of a legacy effect of a windfall in making sure your money lasts, maybe not just for your lifetime, but for multiple generations. Revise your estate plan. If you don't have one, make sure we get one. And if you already have one, again, this might put you into a different categories. Estate taxes are different, each state versus federal. They all have important implications. So whatever the cause, we have a windfall now, and it's cause to kind of rewrite and rethink the entire thing. So that's an important thing to do. We're not attorneys, so we can't write estate plans, but we can certainly help work with you and your attorney to make sure that the language is the same across your financial plan and your estate plan. Everything lines up and everyone's on the same page. So there's 5 tips. Give us a call. If you or a loved one, friend, family member, colleague, whomever is the recipient of any of these kind of windfalls, we want to make sure that it's received and handled appropriately. Have a great day.